work went by the wayside. So ended up, gaining a lot of weight throughout, depression, all that stuff with getting over the abusive relationship, still trying to go to school full time, work part time, make ends meet, not rely on other people to, get me through all this. So, got through all that. I met my fiance when my son was 6 months old, and he was diagnosed with an autoimmune deficiency disease when we were engaged we got engaged February of '06, and it was May of '07 that he was diagnosed with an autoimmune deficiency disease. Let Tiger go. And so that was pretty stressful, getting through all that, trying to make sure that he was healthy. We had a 2-hour commute between the two of us, so we pretty much would only see each other on weekends. And with all that, that was stressful then too. And then completing my internship, planning a wedding, and then finally moved down to St. Peter to be with him when we got married and all that stuff. I had pretty active job when I got out of college, working at an inpatient treatment facility for juveniles. And then that was an evening job. I couldn't find any day shifts. They didn't have day shifts because of the boys would be in school during the day. So I did finally get a job during the day in Mankato, Monday through Friday, daycare hour friendly job behind a desk. So that just kind of escalated things even more. And it got to the point now where I'm pretty much as big as I was when I was 9 months pregnant, and I can't stand it. So I've been kind of challenging myself more so over the last few years now that Devin's old enough that, he can stay home for a while by himself, so I can go out for a run or I can go for a bike ride or things like that. So I just kind of needed something to jumpstart myself. So I was setting goals last year that I wanted to do the half marathon. So I kind of registered for little 5Ks and 10Ks along the way. And what? Tell about the 5K. Okay. So that was my training, was doing all those little 5Ks and 10Ks along the way to get up to the half. And so I pushed myself this year that I want to shave a half hour off of that time and do it again. So I've been doing different ones. And actually, Devin just did one with me a couple weekends ago. Yep. And it was an inflatable 5K. So think of the bouncy houses that you jump through as kids. Going through all of those while going up the hills of the Burnsville ski slopes.
Up and down, zigzag, and there are obstacles. It's just crazy.
Wow. That's
just trying different things to get myself back on track. And I just really struggled with, the whole eating healthy and being active. And then with the mental health piece kicking in too. So I'm wanted to know about It Works a long time ago. And I also do Norwex. So I've been to a lot of vendor fairs and nobody was really like, oh yeah, let me tell you about it. So then when Stephanie came up to me at the vendor fair that we were at and started telling me about it, I'm like, okay, so I have questions because I wanted to know these things. And so she answered all my questions. It was awesome. I'm like, okay, so now I'm a little bit hooked. So just kind of went on from there that I've just, had more questions along the way, but she's been great about answering them. And when I'm stuck, be like, okay, now what do I do type thing. So that's, I guess, kind of my history, my story.
So, what is your goal? I'd love to hear, were you planning on going for your Ruby, in the 2 full calendar months that you have, or what is kind of your, what do you truly want to start making for income every month?
I haven't exactly sat down and looked at all of it yet. I would love to be able to get up there. I have a couple people, my sister has signed on as a loyal, and my neighbor who we do a lot of, talking and stuff like that about this back and forth. My biological mom and her daughter are also interested, and then another one of my Cub Scout moms are also interested. So I'm just kind of, slowly reaching out there and getting people and trying to, tell them, okay, well, this is what's worked for me. Like my biological half sister today, I sent her pictures of my before pictures from before I started anything. And that was back in May 10th, I think I took the pictures. And then I took some today and sent them to her. And I'm like, I'm not going to be sharing these all over because I'm still extremely self-conscious, but I sent them to her and she's like, okay, yeah, what's happening to you is what I want. So what do I need to do? And I'm going up there this weekend for a Paul Bunyan Extreme 5K. So I'm going to talk to both her and my biological mom about it some more. So.
Wow. That is so inspiring. I love that. And it doesn't surprise me that Stephanie was the person that took time to totally chat through and answer all your questions and be very thorough with you. So that's really awesome. Stephanie is an awesome, amazing mentor that you have. So that's a blessing in itself to have somebody like that that's in your corner, that's going to help you, and that's inspiring herself. So that's awesome. Okay, so what other questions, Sarah Zart, do you have or anybody else have for Lindsay?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll just quickly introduce myself. Lindsay, I'm Sarah Zart. I'm from New Ulm, Minnesota, and I've been in for about 2.5 years. And Steph was the first one that I brought on. Actually, my first and only I brought on. She's a rock star. So that's kind of why I'm on here. So, because we're all kind of part of this team. So I just wanted to say welcome. So happy to have you. I think your story is really inspirational. I think if Janet hops on later, you two have a very similar kind of goal. Sounds like a health-driven, goal. And Janet, I would, if you don't follow Janet or you're not friends with her, like she's been doing a really great job. And maybe Steph has talked to you about this of like, she just is like documenting her health, journey. And I get that if you don't want to put before and afters up there, but just even like Janet, she does bike rides a lot, and she's talking about like how her bike rides are getting longer and she has more energy to play with her grandson. And those are really good things to like, that's what people see, they want to know, well, what will give me more energy, So like, I think I'm sure Steph's, talked to you about that, but if you start to put that out on Facebook, people start watching people's health journeys, whether your why is a health thing or a financial thing, people will really connect. And that's neat. And you can tie that in with all those races you're running. I mean, that's awesome because there are a lot of people out there that do that. I like to do 5Ks and you can tie in products with that. I think you have a great, story and a great, like a venue to get your story out there.
Thank you.
I agree. I think that, you just tell people, as you're feeling like if you start New You, if you're a big runner, then New You would be an awesome product to start. And you just tell people like day one, New You. And then you can just kind of document on Facebook, journal on Facebook, how you're feeling on it, how it's giving you more exercise endurance, how maybe if you have achiness, now you're not having achiness, you've noticed. So that there's just a lot of great things that you can use. The ThermoFit, and that's what I did too. I lost about 50, 60 pounds and I just journaled it the whole time. People just message me, what are you doing? What are you doing? You look so awesome. You look so happy. You look so healthy. You have so much energy. What are you doing? So I encourage you. I agree. That is definitely, people want that. They want two things people want the most of that they complain about: their weight and they don't have enough money. And we offer the gift for both of those things, crazy enough. So that's just awesome. So are you saying you have 2 little customers that you've already entered?
I did my neighbor a week or so ago, and I just did my sister today.
Awesome. So did you say you joined in May, or did you just become a distributor?
I just became a distributor. I started out as a loyal.
Okay. So how far along are you in your journey as a distributor?
Oh, okay, Stephanie, you're going to have to help me with the date. What date did we have the party?
Was it just 2 weeks ago?
It might take.
I think so. I think it was a couple Saturdays ago because I remember I ran crazy that day. It was the day that I did the inflatable 5K with Devin.
Yeah.
It was, Liz, it was the day before we went to Janet's party. So.
Okay.
June 25th.
Awesome. So make sure you write that date down. If you know how to do it, go into your tree viewer and it will show you when your start date was. It'll say, I forget what it says by it, but enrollment date is what it says. So you want to write that down so that you know when your 30 days is up, because you want to for sure get your 4 little customers That's your big number one goal. That's step number one, getting 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days. And then you get 2 wrap rewards. So I'm sure Steph already talked through that with you. So you get 2 boxes of wraps. So 1 box of wrap every time you gather 2 loyal customers. And then the box of wraps is $25 instead of the $59.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. How about any other questions for Miss Lindsay? I just want to make sure everybody at least says hi to each other because you guys are all a team here. And I see Janet just got on. So Janet, we were just talking about you and how you and Lindsay should definitely friend each other because Lindsay's on a huge weight loss journey just like you are. And Sarah Zart was saying how awesomely inspiring you are and how you're journaling it on Facebook and how that's really helping you, have people ask you questions like, what are you doing? How are you, how are you doing that? And it's just kind of, piquing people's interest as far as getting started with you.
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem.
So why don't you share, Janet, a little bit about your who you are and where you're from, and then maybe your story of what you've been doing so far and why you joined.
I'm from Arlington, Minnesota. I started around in May, and I've been taking the ThermaFit, Fat Fighter, the Greens, and Confianza. And I've just been tracking it on Facebook and telling people how I feel about it. And it's just been, people have asked me what I've been doing, and I tell them I get the energy from it works. It's not just from losing weight from it works. It's because I'm taking it works. It's giving me the energy. It's an add-on, I say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, I hopped on the scale this morning. 15 pounds down.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Did you journal that on Facebook?
She
I
did. I
did.
saw that.
Woohoo! That's awesome. Like, I just can't wait. It's like Biggest Loser. I can't wait to see like the before and afters, like of the whole journey. It's so fun. I cannot wait. Congratulations.
Thanks. The energy is amazing. I was thinking I should go for my bike ride, but I need to get on this Zoom too. So.
Well, we won't keep you too long. We're going to try to get this done. We're going to just talk simple things about what we need to do, and then we're going to, get on so that everybody can keep working their business and go on to what they need to do. So, awesome. Okay. Thank you, Janet, for sharing. Congratulations. And then how about Molly? Do you want to share, Molly, anything here? Do you have kids in the background, or are you able to talk?
Sorry, getting myself unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't really know what to share. I have been plugging away and trying to figure out kind of how to alter my posts so that it is more personal, I guess. I kind of don't do as much of that like Janet does. So working on doing that to get it more, me and not just product.
Okay, put a personal spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the tip. I don't want to be the only one talking here either, because Steph, this is your team, and Sarah. I did listen to a Zoom, and I loved how some people said, that you really don't get paid to post. So don't put so much effort into posting a ton during the day. They said, post a couple times in the day. I know John Eric says 3 to 5 times in the day, but really where we're getting paid is by reaching out to people. Whether we're sending private messages or whether we're out having conversations when we're out and about, or whether we're on Instagram messaging people. So I think I've heard that a number of times already now, that you don't put so much weight into the posting aspect of it, because that's not necessarily where we're paid. What have you guys thought about that, Steph or Sarah?
Yeah, I agree. Molly, I get that. I've been trying to make things a lot more personal. Don't put so much just product blah up there. I know Steph and I have talked about sometimes we cringe what we used to post. Like when Facebook does a year ago, this is what you posted. I just cringe because I did all stock photo. But anyway, it is really in the like Liz said, and I know Steph will prep years, and I just need to broaden my horizon, and that's why I'm trying to do more where I get out and share, because my circle on Facebook, they've all seen and heard me for 2.5 years. So it's not, I am doing something different now that I've gotten a couple more people grabbed, you know, they're are offering to do a Zoom, like I'm relaunching or whatever. And so I've had a couple now say, yes, they would do that with me. But besides that, I didn't know, and don't want to say we're talking about behind the back, but Steph was saying you're a little frustrated with, there's a friend that you're trying to get to join? Or, no?
Yeah, Molly, you're trying to talk to Carrie about joining as a distributor? Is she still on? Is Molly still on?
Yep.
And I
So
guess
didn't
like,
talk about that and brainstorm anything with us to see if we can help.
well, I guess when Steph had told me that, I was going to suggest there's a Zoom that Liz had mentioned that Pam Sauter did, posted a day or so ago, and in there they kind of talk about that. You know, if your friends don't want to join or they're not, you know, coming with you. And I guess the one thing I mean, it's not that with everybody, but like there are a couple just really good friends that I could just so picture doing this, and that would be phenomenal. And it's hard when they are not interested back. Some of them have never said a word back to me about it or never responded back. And it's hard. I guess I don't, if Liz has good, you know, verbiage, I guess I've just tried to not take it personally, you know, and just keep gently sharing on Facebook. And I know Liz has always said you can't pull people along. You know, we don't want someone that we have to pull along. You know, we hope they want to jump on because they have a why and something that drives them. I don't know if I'm making sense at all. I'm not saying that you shouldn't encourage your friend. It's just I know sometimes it can get kind of disheartening. Like you think, oh, this person would be so great, and if it, you know, we can't. I just don't want you to get, you know, discouraged if they're not jumping on. Am I making sense? And I'm just blabbing.
Oh, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Well, maybe give us a little background, Molly, on her. Have you guys had any conversation at all yet? You know, about,
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it so we can kind of maybe, if you want help, these are great Zooms to be able to say, hey, let's help each other out with this. I've got this certain person and I don't know what to do from here. How do I get, you know, over the fence or whatever?
Yeah, she's a really good loyal, like orders more than just her auto ship. And she went on, we've talked about it a little bit, and then she did the Facebook Live that you and Becky did. She attended that one, and I haven't heard from her since then on what she thought. When I've tried to follow up, I just get nothing.
Okay, so you're saying you said something after the live party and then you've been messaging her and it's been crickets, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Stephanie, do you have any thoughts? Sarah, do you have any thoughts? I mean, I have some thoughts, but I don't want to be, you know, if you guys want to say stuff.
Well, no, I mean, I guess that's kind of what I said. I have had a lot of those where they just don't. And I've tried to message them back, or I've done did I say something, you know?
To offend you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did I say something to offend you? And, you know, they just have never responded. I've had one that just said, this is just not for me. But, you know, so I guess that's where I probably don't have any great advice back. It's more just the support of, you know, to hang in there. I don't know what else. I mean, I don't have good words to say back to them. Steph,
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, were you gonna say something, Steph?
Sorry. Molly and I have talked about this. She had messaged me the other day about it. And what I had said was, like, maybe make the conversation about something else. I know that they're really good friends and they talk a lot, but I just had suggested maybe like, oh, how was your 4th of July? Or starting to talk about something else instead of just it works is the only thing I really had said to her. So I don't know if that's really much advice. So that's kind of why I thought maybe tabling it here would be good to get other ideas as well. I don't know.
No, I like that idea. I know Becky Fenstermaker does that. She'll just change the subject and ask different things and get conversation and connection happening another way. So that's a great thing. And at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I've done many things, just like Sarah said, you know, like, you know, did I offend you? You know, is everything okay? I've used that one. I guess probably the biggest thing is every single one of us can say it happens to every single one of us. And even if you had a top income earner on here, they would say it happens to me too. We don't get 100% feedback ever. And so all I can say is every so often, just continue to drip on the person, continue to message them, invite them to different things, see how they're doing. And then, you know, every so often just say, you know, I'd love to have you join me on this journey. What do you think? Something like that every so often. And then they always say, no, you know, don't stop messaging a person. Doesn't mean message them every day, but don't stop messaging them until they tell you, stop messaging me. Then you know, okay, they really aren't interested. And half the time, even when people say, stop messaging me, that person can become a distributor down the road. So you just never know. So that's, I guess, there's really no black and white answer to that. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably just not ready. They probably just are unsure of things. Maybe they won't ever be ready. Maybe someday they will be. You know what I mean?
And I think when Cammie was here, and I had mentioned that, you know, I'd said I finally took my biggest, you know, chicken list people, and I had sent him and not one responded. And she said, you know, yeah, just to, I guess, you know, give them an encouragement about what you see in them. You know, and not so much like, I think this is a great opportunity because we have a Ruby bonus and we have a cruise and we have, you know, say it like, Steph, I think you should join our team. You know, you're such a good people person, you know, just not being fake about why you would like them on the team, but be that heartfelt, you know, I really see you being on my team because you have these gifts and you have these skills to do it. You know, it's not so much that you're trying to sell a company as you're trying to encourage a future teammate, if that makes sense too. You know, make it the personal touch instead of, not saying we don't ever talk about the bonuses or anything, but I think people like being complimented, you know, and sometimes we're our harshest critics with that too. And, you know, if someone said, hey, Sarah, I would love to have you on because you're whatever, you know, for me, at least I would take that more personally than, shoot, I get a bonus, you know, I don't know if that makes sense.
And just some background, Carrie, you know, was a loyal with somebody else. And so I think Molly struggles with, sorry, Molly, if I'm talking for you, that the other distributor had talked to Carrie about joining and she didn't want to. And so I think Molly doesn't want to sound like that other distributor. And kind of what I had told Molly was that, you know, you and Carrie probably have a better relationship or friendship. And so, you know, maybe she's not going to join now, but she's ordering. She's like an amazing loyal customer. So that's kind of why I had suggested maybe to Molly to ask her if she wanted to upgrade to be a distributor. So I feel bad that I kind of suggested it and then now it's like crickets. So I don't know. I just keep praying. I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry, Molly.
No, it's okay. I totally, like you said, I was a little nervous too because she had been with somebody before she had her son, and then that person stopped being a distributor. And so she's kind of, seen that friend do that, and I think she's kind of hesitant then because of that too.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. This is what these groups are here for, though. Definitely to chat about how we can help each other. But this is what I'm going to say. These are the few things I'm going to say. The basics. We have to stick to the basics. I think in this business, we can complicate things. They always say it takes a genius to simplify. And we really always have to be simplifying this business. And so I'm just going to go back to the basics and talk about what's most important. Lindsay's brand new. Molly's been on for a little bit of time. Janet's been on for a little bit of time. Sarah and Steph have been on for a while. So the steps of success is truly where it needs to begin. So hopefully all of you guys have your steps of success printed out for this month. And every single month. We start fresh every single month. And the reason we do that is because we know that loyal customers are going to stop their auto shipments at some point. It happens. It's life. We also know that distributors are going to come and go in our business. It's just a fact of life. The really cool thing is that we know to go all the way to the top of this business, we only need 5 plugged in distributors, people who want to be business builders just like you. They want this. They want to, they see the vision for the company. They see that they can take this opportunity and change their legacy for their family and for everyone who wants it in their business. So I just can't, just say this enough. 4 loyal customers is what you need every single month. Our goal is to get that. And every single month, it's our goal to get 3 more distributors. Even though as a Ruby, you have 2 full calendar months to get that Ruby structure. But every single month, this is your roadmap to really just continually do this every single month. So I like to tell people that, if you're deviating and doing things other than this right now, then you need to always ask yourself, am I doing things that are, when I'm working my business, am I doing things that are going to bring in loyal customers and bring in distributors? And once you have those on, then you need to ask yourself, how am I going to retain or keep my loyal customers as long as I possibly can, keeping them ordering, and my distributors, how can I keep plugged in and keep relationship building with them as I'm making room for more to come into my business? So that's really what we need to really, really focus on. And so with that, how many of you have a hundreds list printed off? Because this is really the lifeblood of our business besides the steps of success, is going into your document library and printing off or using a notebook and writing down names of people that you would like to be product testers, which AKA also known as loyal customers, or if not loyal customers, then distributors. You're writing down, because every person that you run into and that you know and that you don't even know are prospects. Every single person is. So you could literally write down everyone. So every single day, my goal is to add 3 to 5 names to this every single day. How do I do that? I do that through Facebook, through my Facebook friends. I add, where it says suggested friends on your Facebook? Every single day, it'll say suggested friends. I like to add like 2 to 3 people every single day. And then once I get the notification back that they accepted my friend request, their name goes on this list. And then I just start commenting, liking on their stuff. Not crazy. I don't want to go insane, but just like a few likes, a few comments. And then I might even private message them and say, thank you so much for the friend accept. How you doing? Or maybe I'll look on their wall and say, I love your Facebook profile. It's such a beautiful picture of your family, or whatever, something like that, complimenting them. And then they go on my hundreds list. And that's another person that I can continue to follow up with. And build relationships with, and ask how they're doing, and connect with them. When I'm out, like Sarah Zard, I know I saw her today. We were at the mall today in Mankato, and I had my flyers for our weekly wrap party. So I don't know, Lindsay, if you knew that, but we have a Rasmussen wrap party every Thursday night that you are more than welcome to come to and bring guests to. I think a lot of you guys are coming.
I'm actually planning on going this week and bringing my sister with me.
Yay! So like tomorrow?
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait to meet you then. That'll be awesome. So those happen every single Thursday throughout the summer. And why is that? So that we stay plugged in. And so that we can continue to do these steps to success. Continually keep that focus in our mind all the time. So maybe some of you are saying, all right, well, where do I even begin with my hundreds list? Okay, so in the document library, there is a sheet called the Memory Jogger. And it gives you all these suggestions of people that you can put onto your hundreds list, like physical therapist, accountant, bartender, bank manager, fire chief, police officer, flight attendant, office manager, anesthesiologist, secretary. I mean, you name it, there's a ton of things on there. And a really great place is to go to your yearbooks. Go back to your yearbooks. Look back through them. Who did you connect with? Find them on Facebook. And someone gave the great suggestion on a Show Me the Money call, or Sunday Night Tribe call, I think it was. If you're not for sure what their maiden name was, then just find somebody and that from your yearbook years, your high school years or college years or whatever. The yearbooks are usually high school, grade school. And then just look through their friend list. And I bet you'll find all these people whose names have been, have a new married name. So that's a great way to think, oh my goodness, those are tons of prospects. Connect back with them. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for 10 years. And then just the conversation begins, and all of a sudden, how are you doing? Then what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, boom, gives you an opportunity to share what you're doing now. So, and what a great way to connect. And if you're business building, how cool is it to reconnect? Like I have Becky Fenstermaker on my team. I went to high school. We were in high school show choir together. And after all these years, we connected on Facebook somehow. She was watching me through this It Works journey, and she joined my team. So how cool is that we haven't seen each other for several years, and now we're on the same team together, and now we're going to Florida together for a green carpet, and we're both bringing our families, and we're going to be doing all this fun stuff together all week long. And that's all because of It Works. How cool is that? So that's the power that It Works has. So really get your hundreds list going, because that's where your prospects for loyal customers and distributors are going to come from. Now, who wants to share? I mean, I know that I can tell you that when I first started my business, I said too much. I scared a whole lot of people away. So what does that mean? That means I was so excited about the business opportunity I had that I verbally threw up on everyone. Like I tell them everything about everything except what they asked. And so I lost them. Thankfully, some have come back around and forgiven me for my not knowing what the heck I was doing, my ignorance on fire or whatever. But that would probably be my biggest suggestion to you, to those of you that are new. Say little. Hold back. I mean, be excited, but only answer what they ask. Who wants us to add to that, especially those seasoned ones like Sarah and Stephanie? Some tips. And I have to get off pretty soon because we have a July focus group Zoom next, which you guys are all welcome to be a part of. It's a weekly group where we're keeping ourselves focused, and there's weekly prizes. Go ahead, Sarah. Were you going to say something?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have totally barfed on people, but with words. And I think someone has said you should, just only answer their question and then leave it so they need to ask you another question. You know what I'm saying? So like if they ask you something, just answer, and then it'll lead them to have to ask you again, and it makes the conversation snowball that way. And I know in the beginning I did. I said everything. And I maybe still sometimes am guilty of that now, because you want to say, let them know all this stuff. But yeah, that's a good tip. And I think, so I know we're trying to get this done. I guess my other encouragement is stay positive if you can't. I mean, because in the beginning, no one came to my launch party. No one. And, you just, and don't compare yourselves to other people too, because your journey is your journey, really. And that's, I guess, the biggest thing. As long as you can be, consistent with what you're doing and plug away and stay positive, I think those are the things I have learned through it. And use your team. We're all here to help each other. It's a good team. So feel free to ask. And if you are struggling, it's okay to say that too. because we've been there.
Well, another thing that I'll add too is make sure you ask for, if you want to, if you have a prospect or somebody that you're just like, I don't know what to say, certainly feel free to, screenshot their message up to Stephanie, up to Sarah, up to me, whatever it looks like. And then we can help you with maybe a word choice back. Or if you have somebody who you're just like, oh my goodness, they're willing to get on to a Zoom like this, or something to hear more about the business opportunity, and you are so new that you're like, I don't know what to do, then certainly ask one of us, hey, I've got some prospects, some potential distributors who want to hear more about the business. Can we do a Zoom? Can we do a three-way call? Can we do something where I can come, that I can get their answers or their questions answered? So feel free to do that. I just met with somebody at the coffee shop, a new distributor of mine, and she didn't know that. She didn't realize that I was open to that. So I think we have to just say that. So it's a good thing that that we let you guys know that your success means our success. So we all want to be successful together. So, Stephanie, do you want to say anything? This is your macho team. Any tips that are ringing in coming to mind for you?
Well, Sarah touched on the ones that I had thought about, which is totally fine.
Sorry, Steph.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just in the middle of putting 3 kids to bed. So thank you for doing this Zoom. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have other leaders plug in instead of always just me filling them with what this is what you should do or answering their questions. So I think Sarah and Liz are both great assets to us. And so I think that's why I wanted you girls to be on the Zoom, to know that you're not alone, and you can reach out to our team, and even like our team enter and the tribe page too, if there's anybody you connect with as well. Like, I think that's great too. I've met so many great friends, through that too. So no, I can't really think of anything. I'm just really excited. We're going to be at Rasmussen tomorrow, and then we leave for Florida on Friday, and it's just going to be a great month. I'm just excited.
Awesome. How about the rest of you? Any of you have Lindsay or Molly? I think we lost Janet somehow. Maybe she went on her bike ride.
I think she wanted to get on her bike ride before the other call.
Awesome. Oh, good. So hopefully she doesn't flip over her handlebars. I shouldn't say that. Poor Chica. She's supposed to get right back up on it, though. Anybody else, you newbies, have anything to say? Molly, anything you're thinking about? Lindsay, anything you're thinking about?
Nope, I'm good. I don't think so.
All right. Awesome. So like I said, if you want to be a part of the July focus group, you're more than welcome. Just let Stephanie know. She can add you to the thread. That's a weekly group where we just come together, share our successes. We have a drawing and just kind of a powwow to get us excited about the next week and what we can do to keep focused in our business. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, this is it right here. This is it. Don't overcomplicate it. This is it. And don't overthink it, and be okay if people say no. There's some that don't like mustard. There's people who don't like mustard. Just like, I think of it as at the restaurant when they come around, they say, would you like a refill of coffee? And you're, no, thank you. You know what I mean? No, thank you. It's okay. So we're looking for those that do want it, who do want these awesome products, and who do want to make extra income. So any last closing thoughts, guys? Otherwise, I'm going to get my thoughts together for the next Zoom, the July Focus Zoom. I can't wait to meet you guys tomorrow night at Rasmussen College. That'll be awesome. I hear you guys are doing vision boards. Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be awesome.
Yes, I got magazines and tag board. So Lindsay said she's coming, and Molly said she was going to stop by, I think. And Janet, I think she said she was coming, and then all of a sudden she said now she's got a commissioner's meeting or something like that for the city, because she's Commissioner Dino is what she told me.
Ooh.
So.
Sounds serious.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Those dream boards are very, very important. Very, very important. Make sure your kiddos, like Devin, Lindsay's Devin, make sure he gets some things on the dream board too, because it truly is a family thing, whether it's small things, big things, all of that all together. That'll help you in those hard days when you look up at that dream board and say, you know what? This is why we do what we do.
Thank you, Liz, for taking the time.
Yes. Anybody want to, Sarah, Zart, or do you want to close us out in prayer at all?
Way to put me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot. And if you don't want to, I can.
How about this time you can? And
All
I'll
right.
have better thoughts in my head next time.
All right. Let's close this out in a short prayer here. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so very, very much for all your blessings. We thank you for the gift of the team, this team. We're so thankful that you've given us the gift of Janet, the gift of Lindsay, the gift of Molly, and just continually bringing these distributors in to Stephanie's life. I pray that you would show them, these women, that there is so many blessings here in this business. I pray that you would give them the courage, the bravery to pursue the dreams of their heart, Lord. I pray that you would open the floodgates in each of their businesses, that you would give them the loyal customers, the distributors, the income that they need so that they can take care of their families and they can give all glory to you, Lord. We ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. Have a great evening, okay? Great to meet you. See you tomorrow night, right?
Good night.
Yep.
Bye, guys. I'll get the
Bye.
recording up. Bye.